Today is Wednesday the 25th of January. This week in Battle Drill Devotionals we're focusing on encountering Jesus in the storms of life. We turn to our Bible reading for this week, Matthew chapter 14 and verses 22 to 36. Today we're reading from the Message. Walking on the water. As soon as the meal was finished, he insisted that the disciples get in the boat and go on ahead to the other side while he dismissed the people. With the crowd dispersed, he climbed the mountain so he could be by himself and pray. He stayed there alone, late into the night. Meanwhile, the boat was far out to sea when the wind came up against them and they were battered by the waves. At about 4 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came toward them, walking on the water. They were scared to death. "A ghost," they said, crying out in terror. But Jesus was quick to comfort them. "Courage, it's me. Don't be afraid." Peter, suddenly bold, said, "Master, if it's really you, call me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come ahead." Jumping out of the boat, Peter walked on the water to Jesus, but when he looked down at the waves churning beneath his feet, he lost his nerve and started to sink. He cried, "Master, save me." Jesus didn't hesitate. He reached down and grabbed his hand. Then he said, "Faint heart, what got into you?" The two of them climbed into the boat, and the wind died down. The disciples in the boat, having watched the whole thing, worshipped Jesus, saying, "This is it. You are God's Son for sure." On return, they beached the boat at Gennesaret. When the people got wind that he was back, they sent out word throughout the neighborhood and rounded up all the sick who asked for permission to touch the edge of his coat. And whoever touched him was healed. Amen. Have you ever been water skiing or surfing or ice skating? It takes courage to step on the water or to catch a wave and let it take you or to step onto the ice rink. I've only ever attempted the latter, and I've fallen flat on my face. But if you're going to achieve any of those things, then you have to take the step of faith at some point. There's no point in standing on the shore with water skis on. You have to get out on the water. A surfboard might make a fashion statement, but it's as little use unless you're going to plunge into the ocean and surf the waves. Ice skates make terrible shoes. You have to get out on the ice. Sometimes God uses the storms of life to encourage us to take a step of faith. If my line of legal work hadn't changed beyond all recognition, I might still not be a Salvation Army officer. And being made redundant probably pushed me to make the right decision to obey God's calling, rather than prevaricating over whether I should or not. Peter would never have attempted to walk on water had it not been for the storm. The storm caused him to react in faith and to experience a special outpouring of God's power. If you feel you're in a storm at the moment, pause and ask God what he wants you to do, and be willing to do it. It may be time to get out of the boat. As you think about these things today, why not use this question to help you reflect? Where is Jesus inviting you to step out of your comfort zone and walk on water? I hope to see you again soon for another battle drill.